Welcome to our weekly basketball coaches show with head basketball coach Matt Brock. I'm Harry Schroeder. Coach, first of all, let's talk about Saturday. Big win on Saturday against Central. You were down. You were getting killed at halftime. And after a struggle the game before that, were you a little nervous? I mean, we're kind of trending the wrong direction.
Well, anytime you give up 52 points and a half, you're definitely nervous at halftime. But it was actually statistically our worst defensive half, and then followed by our best defensive half of the season. So, we didn't make a ton of adjustments at halftime. We just tried to convince our guys that they needed to guard a little harder and a little better, and defended contested shots better, and that helped our offense because now we're in transition offensively rather than they were in transition most of the first half.
That's the obvious question is, okay, what did you do at halftime? Throw the trash can, kick the locker, those kind of things.
I wanted to, but I didn't think that was going to accomplish much. We just kind of talk about what went wrong, where they're scoring the ball, where we need to do. There were a few adjustments we had to make on how they were attacking us on the defensive end. But yeah, I mean, it's at this point in the season, if you gotta kick a trash can and yell and scream and hoot and holler, then you're not in a very good place anyway. So I thought our guys did a good job of jumping right back in. I think we went 13-2 to open the half, and I was very happy with that.
John Caraballo gets double-double. Will Harrington gets a double-double, 13 assists. Talk about those two guys.
Yeah, I mean, those two guys have been two of our most consistent players all year long, and especially lately. John's really playing with a high effort level, and he's so active on the offensive boards. And Will, since we've kind of moved him to full-time point guard, has flourished in that role. So those two guys have been really outstanding for us.
You got just a tough weekend of games. You got ranked teams on Thursday and on Saturday. You lost to Park in overtime. Columbia, you played to a reasonable score as well. Just talk about taking on ranked teams back to back.
Well, we only go one game at a time, so we're completely focused on Park right now with our guys. And it was a game we felt like we gave away. We missed a free throw late. They hit a three to force overtime, and we missed a shot at the end of regulation. It was a pretty good shot, and we had numerous chances throughout the game to kind of put them away, but just didn't do it. So we definitely know we can compete with them. We know that they're really strong on their home court, and we're going to go out and look at it as an opportunity to get a top 25 win and get a big win against a team that's ahead of us in the conference standings.
As good as you guys have been, that game, the early William Woods game, those are games that maybe still gnaw at you a little bit. You take those games, and you guys are right in the hunt for a home court game in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, and you'd love to be able to go back and replay those, but you can't. And you hope that if you try to win by 10 or 15, and then you don't have to worry about it. But in those coin flip games, you hope that it balances out, and you end up winning half of them as the season wears on. So we're just focused on what we can control and focused on the future, and not. We looked at that game and said, okay, this is how 26 offensive rebounds. That's how they stayed in the game, and we turned the ball over too much, which has been a problem for us all year. So we look to correct those things, but then we're always looking forward.
College basketball fans, they watch games on TV and they see the thousands of people in the stands. When you go to Park, there's not going to be thousands of people in the stands, and yet it's a road game. How do you guys have to adjust your game, or do you?
Well, the acoustics of their gym make it really, really loud. And so even if there's only 250 people in the gym, it's going to be loud. It's very small, so you feel like it feels like a tight space. So it's definitely a tough home court, one of the tougher home courts to play at in our league. So, everything's relative. So, yeah, it's not 10,000 people in Wichita State, but it's definitely going to be tough on us, and they're going to be more comfortable in their home court, just like we're more comfortable in our home court. But, you got to we try to tell our guys we got to take the approach that it's us, this circle against everybody out there. We're not going to have very many fans in the stands, maybe my brother-in-law, but it's just going to be 15 guys on our team and coaching staff and support staff together, and we're going to have to come together in order to get this victory.
Talk about going to Columbia. You've been there. You had that tournament earlier in the year and whatnot, but this is your first time back to coach against that team.
Yeah, and we did a really good job, I thought, in the first half at our place. We're up 7 at the half, had a really good offensive half and pretty strong defensive half, and then they really jumped on us in the second half and we didn't really have an answer. So they're really good. You know, they're in the top 5 for a reason, and Coach Burchard does a great job. And those guys are playing at a high level right now, but there's definitely some things we're going to try to do to them to take advantage of maybe some strengths we have and attack them with some people that we maybe have a favorable matchup.
What I mean is, you used to be there. What's that going to be like?
Well, you know, to me, it's just another game.
Oh, come on.
No, it really is. You know,
Okay,
I don't
I'm
whether
just
or not my brother is the assistant coach. We've coached against each other so much. I really, when the lights come on, I'm only focused on the game. So there's not any extra motivation, really, honestly, for me. And I'm completely focused on our team and what we need to do well. So yeah, it'd be nice to beat them. You know, they're a highly ranked team, but it's not like we're preparing extra hard. We'll prepare for them just like we prepare for Park, and we prepare for everybody for our entire season.
How big would it be for this team to get a top 20, top 25 win this late in the year?
Yeah, we got one against William Woods, so that was a good one a couple weeks ago, and that was kind of a milestone. We said, hey, we haven't beat anybody in the top 25. I think hadn't been done since 2010 here. So we got one, and it'd be nice to get another one. But you know, more importantly, kind of like you're saying, you know, there's still a path for us to get to the 4 seed, but we're going to have to really get going to do that, and probably get 1, if not 2, this week.
Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
That's head coach Matt Brock. You've been watching the Basketball Coaches Show here on the Spartan Digital Network.